I can't seem to find them. I swear I left them like on the floor or something. Wait a second. There they are. So here is our movement when we're just going through a flooded base. It's pretty slow, and with the length of this particular base, I tend to drown before I get to the end. And here is our movement when we activate the glitch, which we've recently dubbed Raymond Run. We're going very, very fast, but only in one direction. Now, how did we activate this glitch? Well, obviously, we died while flying on a rabbit ray in the radiation. Obviously. So now what we've got is, we're sort of constantly running in one direction. If we go in the ground, we'll sort of get stuck and keep running in that direction. And you can get very, very good speeds. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that setting this up is really annoying, and the fact that it only works in one direction, and you can also get stuck if you go in the wrong place, then it would be fantastic. But, as a little example, here's me going very, very fast on a pre-built runway. So maybe one day we manage to make this glitch usable, but for the time being, it's rejected. So here we have a familiar problem. The Seamoth is over there, and I'm, well, not over there, but I want to be over there. So how are we going to solve this? Well, first of all, we're going to go back in time before I got myself in this situation, like the silly fool that I am. And we're going to set up the Seamoth in a very particular way. So first of all, we're going to leave the Seamoth when it's underneath the building, then we're going to enter the Seamoth and immediately try and exit it again. When we do so, the game's going to tell us that we were very silly to try, and give us a little message in the top left. What we set up here is the next time that you exit a Seamoth, you become the Seamoth. And so of course when you become the Seamoth, the screen gets all tilted, because that's how a Seamoth do. And next time that you exit a camera, you're going to exit yourself, and by yourself, I mean the Seamoth that you are, and possibly always were. And thus, teleportation. But of course, the water goes away, the camera sometimes is still tilted. To be quite honest, it's not that great. But let's see that again at a longer distance, just to show you the potential. But Salvner, I hear you cry. What if I want the Seamoth to come back, and not for me to go to the Seamoth? Well, of course you can. As a Seamoth, you get picked up by moon pools, and then at the small cost of being thrown the complete opposite direction, the Seamoth will come back. It's perfect. And probably not at all that useful. Let's move on. This cutscene running in the background that I have put an appropriately sized timer on is the last bastion of Subnautica's defiance against speedruns. Clocking in at almost 23 seconds. Now that's more than enough time for me to do a roundabout introduction on how we managed to find a way to skip this thing. And just in case those numbers are a little bit small, we'll repeat just again, that is about 23 seconds. But now, let's watch ourselves a little bit of magic. So you see here that I'm doing the cure animation, and then pop. I seem to be allowed to move. Now, is it what I'm talking about in the background? You can hear it faintly. Where I'm talking about being teleported? Of course not. Past me is an idiot. The fish that came up came in infected and left cured. What happened there is that the fish got us out of the cutscene. And that is incredible. So what do? We take our new fish knowledge and we combine it with Fish Skip, the 2-second animation overlay that we use in the current run. And bam, match made in heaven. Take a look at this beauty. Fantastic. With 2 fish in our inventory of the same type, with the second one infected, we fish skip with the first to take up the second, and the cure is gone. We can move on with this crazy cure washing animation, and it doesn't stop until we round this next corner. That's saving us 20 seconds in this run. 20 seconds is a huge amount. That could be a minute boundary. And we swim along through. So excited to see our new skip finalized, formalized, ready for the world record run. Into the gun main section to turn it off. And what do we see? What do we see? The animation is different. We're not cured. The fish was cured, and not us. And unfortunately, Riley doesn't have the hand-to-eye coordination to get the thing to stab the fish. And thus, Cure Skip dies. Okay, so this is the rocket, right? And we want to get from here to here? Well, do we use the elevator? No, of course not. That's slow. We can, however, super jump in this game. And the easiest way to do so are floaters and pumps. And let's see how that works. Okay, so that pump's a little bit high, and how about the floaters? And we're in space. Good. Let's shut this one down. So we've talked a lot about ways of going fast in Subnautica, but now we're going to talk about the fastest way of travelling in Subnautica. So what we're going to do first is something very normal. We're just going to make a rocket platform underwater in a rock formation. And once this rocket platform is finished, it's going to start vibrating very, very quickly. Once it finishes vibrating, it's going to cease to exist, and then we've sort of ruined our save file. So, for the rest of the game, we're going to occasionally see invisible ladders. And when we do, if we climb them, we're going to be immediately propelled from wherever we are to minus int max. That's pretty speedy, although far too deep for anything we'd actually want to do. Also, when we're down here, we can't do anything, and we just have to wait to die to hunger, unless we're on creative, in which case we'd have to use console commands to die. Not only this, but if you are to activate this glitch, as I said, if you save, you'll have ruined your save file because you can no longer build anything, and there's a couple other exciting bonuses you get that mean that finishing the game is very, very difficult. So yeah, not going to be using this one. And for some honourable mentions, get eaten by a Reaper, but don't die. Die twice. Manage to build a rocket upside down. Despawn a Reaper, and of course, despawn the water by swimming right here. I hope you liked the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment if you liked any of the glitches or if you know any you think I should be aware of. Have a wonderful day. I don't think people really get my humour, you know, like this you know, like this ending's funny, right? Because you think the video's over, but Salno's just still talking, and it's a little bit surprising. It's quite funny, you know. Maybe it's because I'm like more into anti-jokes, you know. It's funny because it's not funny, or something like that. Or so far away from... I know. I found it very funny, and not many people did, but we're going to keep it in anyway. And anywho, don't worry about me. Have a good one.